Okay, this is the new project we're going to be working on. It's a 2006 Yamaha Rhino. The hood's over there. We just took it off already because there's a bit of a wiring mess inside. It also has an electric fuel pump the previous owner put on. You'll hear when I turn the key on. I guess the original ones were quite shitty. 36, 34. Seats are a little rough, got some duct tape on it, we'll fix all that. Bit of faded plastic. Half doors. Looks like it was all original. I bought it off an older gentleman who used it for hunting. Looks in pretty good shape. A few tears, we'll get all that fixed. Factory worn winch. Switch panel in there, as you can see from here. Lights up the voltage. Got a winch button for in and out. It's pretty good shape. Plastic's a bit faded, as you can tell. Let's see if I can fix that. I might do the old heat method with the torch to see if I can bring the plastic back to normal. It's just easier to work on with the hood off. But it does need a few things. We need new brakes. They're kind of wore out. One of the ball joints down here is broken. See that in there? It's cracked. And just some other service items, oil change, all that good stuff. So that's the project we're going to be working on. Centralized brake rotor. We're just going to do the pads on that. The rotor seems fine. But it's not it doesn't look like it was abused. It looks like it was well taken care of. Okay, so we have the wheel off, and it has a bit of play when the wheel's on, so I think the bearing might be gone. So we're going to take the caliper off and just go from there. I don't have a manual for this either. I never got one when I bought it, so I'm just winging it. Look at that a little later. There we go. That's all we needed. That looked easy, but you didn't see the half hour of pinging that out and jumping on it and hammering it. There you go. Okay, we got the hub off. Not quite sure where this O-ring goes. Maybe right there. Disconnected from the steering arm, upper and lower ball joint. It's here on the bench. We'll see if we can get this ball joint out. I got replacements. Bought them on Amazon. Hopefully they're the right size, as this one is cut right there. And those seals inside don't look all that great either. Might have to do the wheel bearing too, because it was loose. This is the passenger side now. I got the tire off, and I had to unping this hub. As you can tell, I just it took me a while. You have to pry this metal back out of this opening. And then since it's just me, I put this pry bar underneath, and I use this giant breaker bar, and I got the nut loose. And I want to take the hub off because the brake shoe on the inside is completely wore out. Can't see it. This lower ball joint is cracked on the inside, so we're going to replace that. The seal there is cracked. I have new seals. I have new bearings too. I did the other side, but I didn't film it because I didn't really know how to do it. I know how to do it now. I'm going to take this off, and if it's really bad, I'll do it and I'll show you. But it's definitely weird. It looks like 3 bearings inside the hub, but really it's 2 bearings and there's a spacer in the middle. And you just got to hit it out with a screwdriver. It's different. I did the other side already. I put a new ball joint in the bottom. I got new seals, new bearings in this side, and new brake shoes. And it works pretty good. I took it for a test drive. It seems like it's good, no problems. So I'll work further on this side. I bought new rotors on Amazon, but now that I look at it, these look pretty good. I don't think I'll need to replace them. So I figure since it's in here, might as well just do it. I already have the parts. The upper one looks good. I never did the upper one on the other side either. It looks pretty good. So I'll probably just do the lower one. You can see where this one was pinged right there. There's a big kind of groove there. They're pinged together. You gotta kind of pry. I was prying it out with a screwdriver. Tip fit, I was just hammering it out. And I got it. It takes a little bit of time. Put the wheel nuts on here so when I was prying I didn't damage any threads. Okay, now that nut's off the end and I moved the brake caliper, I just unbolted it, undid the hose from here, just kind of swing it out the way. I'll replace the pads after. You gotta undo these two bolts here. Take the bolts out and then the pads come out. Leave that there. Once all that's done, just take the hub, pull it off. Looks pretty decent. Rotor looks good. I thought it was bad, but it's not. I do have replacements, but I don't think I'll put them on. Take the dust shield off. And then the next step, we'll undo the castle nuts underneath. And we'll pull this hub off. I got a slew of parts here on the table. New rotors, all new ball joints, wheel bearings, seals, service kit. I have mirrors, some light mounts. I think those are the mirrors actually. These are the lights I have for in a box. Just some aux beams I have for my tractor. I'm gonna mount them on this. There we go. Really not all that tight. Figures. That O-ring stays right there. So now that it's off, it's not too bad, but it's cracked right there. Inside there's a bearing, and then a spacer in the middle. There you can see it there. The spacer's in the middle, so you can't push them out. You gotta pry at one at a time, the outside bearing with a screwdriver and hammer. And then the spacer falls out. If you do it this way, in this orientation, the spacer will fall out, and you flip it, you do the other one, and that's how you get the bearings out. Really weird setup. I got a good deal on this Rhino, so that's why I have it. I find it really hard to pay a lot of money for something you're only going to beat around the bush in. There's a little spring underneath, so you just push it down, these should come out. There you go. And the pads will come out. Yay. Give this a little clean up in here, it's all full of mud. Let's clip in here. All the shoes. Push these cylinders back because the new pads are going to be twice as thick. New ones here. Put the spring back in. Let's go like this. So this far, might as well clean the pins up too. They look like they've been in there a long time. Got some new pads. The ball joint. Here it is. Just kind of hammered it out with the ball peen, hammer on hammer. Seems to work pretty good. So I got a replacement. Just put it in the freezer. I'm trying to freeze this and then heat that, and I'll put it in. But first we're going to knock out these bearings. So we're going to take these seals out first, because you see they're all cracked. And then we're going to pound these bearings out. As you can tell, they did a really fantastic job of keeping all that dirt out. Not. But I guess they are original, so it is an 06. I'm going to work my way all the way around. I'm going to knock that bottom one out. Then this middle one here, which is just a spacer, that'll fall out. Then I'll flip it upside down and I'll knock this one out. And the reason you do that is because inside here behind this spacer, there's a ridge. So you can't just put a press here and press it out, it won't work. Show you what I mean when I get it out here. I gotta put you down though because I need two hands. So we're gonna start in there on that bottom one. Okay, it took a while, but we got this bearing was, so there'd be a spacer in here, like that. And this would have been on one side, so you got this out, took a long time. Then in there's this spacer, you can kind of see these ridges. So that sits there, and then on the other side, on the bottom side, there's that one last bearing that we're going to finish hitting out now. There, this one's out. So you're left with this opening. And then that's why you can't push all three of them out, because there's a ridge in there. So it looks like that. So we're going to sand this up, put some new bearings in, new ball joint in here, put it back on. Okay, we got the bearing. I'm going to use this bearing tool. I'm just going to hammer it in to here. And then this other piece here just kind of rests in there like that as the spacer. And then the other bearing go in on top and seal it in. That's how that works. And you get all three of them together. bottom bearing, the spacer, and the new one. We'll just throw these dust seals in. Throw that one here, the other one on the bottom, and we're done. For this inside seal, one with the lip, I'm just using this 1 3/4 socket that fits right over the lip. There we go. All installed. Okay, we got the hub on with the new bearings. I just bolted the dust shield on the brake rotor. Put it on. Put the brakes on right quick. It's good enough. It's tight. New pads, new bearings, hubs on. New lower ball joint. See the new seal in there. Everything's all installed. I got it pretty tight already. Still moves. All that's bolted back. Moves freely. Center cap goes on before the wheel. Got the wheel bolted on. Hold on. So we've got the seat out. And it's got all these cracks in it. All over the seat. So I used some of this stuff first. Leather cleaner. Just wiped it all down. And then I used some of this isopropyl alcohol. Just to clean the areas. And when I bought it, the guy had a little leather repair kit, so we're just going to stick these on. It's not very good shit. Here's the heat gun here. I just heated it up. Now it's stuck on perfect. Just heat this little piece first, seems to work better. Makes it nice and soft. It's not perfect by any means, but just gotta seal the cracks because this stuff is pretty brittle. Doesn't look too bad though. There we go. Concours restoration complete. It's just this stuff here. Leather repair kit on a roll. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. Got this other seat here to do with this really big crack here. Do this seat now. So in the Rhino here, I needed somewhere to put some storage. So if you take the seats out, there's this big cavity underneath the seat beside the engine. I had this leftover bag I had from Rona. I managed to squeeze it in. I got all kinds of pockets, plastic bottom. Close the top, zips up. And you grab the seat, put it right on top, and you don't even know it's there. Just see it in there. Fits in that compartment perfectly. I picked it up, as you can tell from the plastics, it's super faded. The hood looks even worse. Hopefully you can hear me over the heater. Hood's even worse. It's just super faded. We're gonna do a little technique on it. Use a torch, and you can like torch over the plastic, and it brings this kind of plastic back. Some isopropyl alcohol. I'm just gonna clean the plastic, because when I got it off the guy, he said he knew it was faded, so he tried buffing it. I don't really think buffing this plastic's really gonna do anything. Well, as you can tell, it really didn't do anything. So I'm just gonna put this stuff on, give it a quick wipe, and then we're gonna go to torching it. The whole thing of this rig is just do cheaply and you know, use it out in the woods. So it doesn't have to be perfect. I just want it to look better than it looks now. It doesn't turn out good, it really doesn't matter because it looks like shit anyways. Shiny-ish, too dull. Even the light on it, see it's kind of faded. It's a noticeable improvement, so we're gonna go with that. Perfect timing. Blew out and we're done. I think it's a big improvement. It's turned out better than I thought it would be. Now I know there's I don't know, it's hard to see. Let me see the camera right on here. You can see the kind of lines in it. Seen some writing in the plastic. Probably got lost over time. That looks a lot better than it did. So we're definitely going to continue this. You can see ultramatic. It's like a ghosted finish. It's like we planned it, so we're definitely going to leave that. I'm not sure if it works on all plastics. I don't think it does. But it works on this, so we're definitely going to keep going. I'm going to try these doors too. No, see, it's not going to work on this type of plastic. But this type of plastic doesn't really fade like that did anyways. Look at that. Like, it looks really good. I'm happy with it. As you can tell, you're watching me do it. It's like it just burns the oxidation off it. It makes it turn out nice and like brand new. Here's the interior. I did the steering wheel. I quickly did around this. I didn't spend a lot of time on it because I didn't want to burn anything. Did under there too. It's a little beat up. It looks wicked. As you can tell how faded that is. Faded to shiny. I would definitely recommend it. Brings back the plastic without having to, you know, whatever people do nowadays, wrap it, buy new shit. I definitely wouldn't recommend buffing it. That's just a waste. I gotta stand this thing up somehow. I think it'll work a little better. As you can tell, it looks better already. Shiny. Dull as shit. You know, you can still see some little lines through it from when the torch goes through it. But like I said, I got some Cerakote wipes. I'm not really concerned about the lines. You know, it's an old rig. I don't really care that much. Oh. Melting the garbage can behind it. Oops. after, before. Big difference. Before, after. Pretty good. Looks like it's brand new. I showed you the before and after, and as I was doing it, you could see the swirls in the hood, but I'm not really too concerned about that. Got this transmission tunnel too, I forgot it. We're gonna do this now too. Pretty good. Brillo pad up here is, whew, stinks. If you guys are looking to rejuvenate plastic versus painting it, just heat it up with a torch. See how the body turned out? Turned out pretty good. Looks like a new machine. Dash looks good. Sides. And we did the front bumper. It's not perfect, it's a little faded, but probably had a lot of abuse. I have this Cerakote trim coat. We're gonna try that. It's only one half, so whew, stinks. This will keep her looking good. So here's what it looks like with that Cerakote wipe on it. Looks pretty good. I don't know what it'll look like when it dries, but that's this is what we're going with. These are what they are. Cerakote trim coat. It's the only one I had left, so that's all we're doing. Here's the Rhino after all the modifications and work we've done to it so far, after the plastic, which I think turned out really well. We got the seats back in it, all the vinyl wrap repair that we did to it. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. Got this clear plastic guard, because they don't make enclosed cabs for these Rhinos. You know, they don't make them anymore, so, you know, custom screws and washers. It'll be fine for now. And I got soft doors coming forward, and I might get a heater. I put these cup holders in it because I never had any, so that's good. You know, I did the heat treatment on this plastic, so all the color came back. I did the dash as well. As you can tell, it looks really nice. The wheel, all the plastic came back really well. I added these mirrors, so when you're driving on the road, It's a lot easier just to see people behind you. The hood came out really good. I'm happy with it. I know you can see the lines in it and stuff from where I torched it, but it looks a lot better like that than it does faded. The headlight buckets and the grille came out really well as well. I Cerakoted all this, like the hood and these, so it should stay shiny for quite a while. I got these 2x2 pods that I put on it, on these little brackets. It's all wired in behind it and everything. So it looks pretty good. I think it came out really well. That'll be good when you're out on the trails. I did the heat treatment on the bumper too. Then, like I said, I have the storage bag underneath the seat, so you just got to pull the seat out to get the storage bag. I greased in behind the hubs here in the back. There's a couple grease nipples up in the hub. I greased all that. I checked everything else. Checked the diff oils, changed the engine oil. The brake was good, so I left it. The wheel bearings were good on the back, so I didn't touch them. And I think I might do a little bed lining in here. Got the Yamaha factory pad in it, so that's nice. I think it turned out pretty good. Now when I bought it, the guy did have a crack in the windshield, and he kind of fixed it best he could with those little plastic repair heat clamp things. He heated it up and he just inserted it in the plastic. I'm okay with it. You know, it's expensive windshield, so it's good enough. We just gotta fix this opening up there. You can kind of see it scoops the air in. It's gonna come up with something to stick in there so the wind's not blasting you in the face. But I think it turned out good. You could tell from that was the original color of the plastic before I started heating it. I didn't want to get in there obviously because that's the gas cap, and I didn't take it off. I said I was, but I didn't. I might after. But it's definitely noticeable. So if you got dull plastic like this stuff and the body, put a torch on it. It'll heat it right back up. Doesn't work on all. It didn't work on the plastic. It was a different type of plastic. But overall, I'm happy with it.